You've been posting every week, showing up, giving value, doing everything they say you're supposed to, but your inbox is still quiet and your calendar is still empty. And let me be clear, it's not because you're failing at content. You're just trying to treat a broken arm with cough medicine. Because your content is doing something I like to say, triggering the learning brain, the part of the brain that says, this is interesting. When your content needs to be triggering the buying brain, the part of the brain that makes your prospects think, this is exactly who I need to work with. I've helped myself fix this. I've helped clients fix this. Like my one client who collected $5,700 from our first few YouTube videos of working together, all of those videos getting less than 200 views. Same audience, same offer, just a different diagnosis. In this video, I'll show you the real reason your content is not converting and the 4-step structure I use to turn low views into booked calls. No hacks, no edits, just the right message said the right way. This is the misdiagnosis that's actually killing your conversions. So most online business owners out there who are creating content, they're like doctors who keep prescribing antibiotics for a broken bone. They see a symptom that no one's buying after they're posting, so they keep prescribing more value, more tips, more education. But that is not what's broken. Your audience does not need another tip. They need to feel like you understand exactly what's broken in their business, because we're in the age of AI to where everyone has access to all of the information on the internet. They don't need another tip from you. They need to know that you understand what they're going through. So here's the real diagnosis to that. You're creating content that could help anyone. But buyers do not want to be anyone. They want to be seen as the specific person they are with their specific problem in their specific situation. And the psychology behind why this happens will actually blow your mind. So when someone watches your content, their brain subconsciously is asking one question: does this person understand my exact situation better than I do? If the answer is no, then they leave. If the answer is yes, they buy. Most content answers neither. It just teaches or provides value or educates. And I don't blame you for doing that, because most videos out there tell you, like, yeah, just post a step-by-step tutorial, let someone watch it, try and do it themselves, realize it's too hard. They'll come back and work with you when they realize they can't do it themselves. I've said things like that in my previous videos, and I used to do that exact thing, but then I realized it's not fucking working for me. When I actually started booking calls for my content, it's when I started really speaking to my ICP, trying to understand the problems they're having and becoming a mirror for that problem, not a manual. And we'll touch more on that later in this video. But do not hear what I'm not saying, okay? Yes, value matters. It's really important. And like I just said, letting them try and fail sometimes sends it back to you. It does work for some people. But there's a major risk with that, and it's a big one. If your content does not make them feel personally understood, they will not come back. They'll just keep watching other tutorials. Not because those are better, but because you never made them feel like you saw them. And unless you have a massive wall of case studies to lean on, this feeling you can give them is really your only advantage. Because if you miss that, you'll just blend in with every other how-to video out there. Now let's jump into the two-brain problem. Your audience right now has two brains. It has the learning brain and the buying brain. The learning brain thinks, okay, that's a good tip. I should try that. I get it. The buying brain thinks, this person sees exactly where I'm stuck. I need help from this person. This guy or girl gets me. And the crazy part about that is most valuable content actually blocks the buying brain. Every time you post a tip, a strategy, or a how-to tutorial video, you're feeding the learning brain, and the learning brain is cheap. It thinks, cool, I learned something, I'm good, I'm gonna go try this. But the buying brain is expensive. It thinks, I'm in pain, I need this fixed. What's this going to cost me? And you want expensive thoughts, not cheap ones. Like, just imagine if you had a massive wall of case studies and you still made your ICP feel seen. You'd be fucking absolutely printing just by implementing this strategy. So let's actually break down this 4-step structure I created. And it's the same thing I use to activate the buying brain in my clients' content and my content as well. So the step 1 is the symptom. Don't just identify the problem, you need to diagnose it. A bad way to do this is just say something like, hey, you're not getting clients. That's identifying the problem. A good way to diagnose the problem is say something like, you're posting content that's making people nod along, but never think, I need this person to fix my specific situation. And the difference again is this is just way too general. This one's very surgical, it's very specific. And step 2 of this is the cause of the problem. So you want to reveal the hidden mechanism that they can't see. Bad way to do this is, again, just be too general, saying you're not getting clients because you're being too educational. A good way to explain the cause of the problem is you're triggering their learning brain when you need to trigger their buying brain. Learning brain says interesting, buying brain says I'm in pain. And how I like to explain this to my clients is step 1 and 2. This belongs in the top of the funnel. So we have our funnel right here. And I like to say this is where we meet our prospects at their problem, at the top of the funnel. And when we meet them there, we diagnose their problem and tell them why they're having that problem, not just how to fix it. We want to let them know that we understand the problem they're having, and this is exactly why you're having it. Okay, that's going to do a lot for you. And then step 3, this is actually where most people completely mess up, is causing that shift in their mindset. So you need to give them the exact mental reframe. And this is a $1 million question for anyone watching this video. What is your ideal client saying to themselves at 2 a.m. when they cannot sleep? That is your next post. Not what they should know, not what would help them, what they're actually thinking when nobody's watching. You need to find their 2 a.m. thought. And a good way to do this is by one, just hitting up your current clients, hopping on a call with them and just asking, like, hey, what is one of the biggest problems in your business that is like a real pain in your ass? It's causing you massive stress and anxiety. And if you don't have any current clients, just go do some market research. Go talk to people in your market and try and get them on a call and just see if you can pick their brain. And then you want to build your content like a mirror, not a manual. You want to show them their problem better than they can describe it themselves. Because what happens then is they watch your content and it's almost like they get chills, right? Because no one else has ever communicated their problem so well and really made them think like, holy shit, well, that's exactly what I'm going through. Everyone just goes to saying like, oh, I'm posting value, or here's a step-by-step tutorial. And because you're describing their problem so well, they're obviously going to be engaged in your content. Okay. And then what you want to do is show off your unique mechanism or solution to fixing that problem. Because when you so clearly understand what they're going through and then saying, hey, I understand that, this is how you fix it, they're just going to want to know, okay, how much does it cost to work with this guy? He gets it. He knows how to fix my problem. And where this goes in our content goes right in the middle here, in our middle of funnel. So middle of funnel. Then the last step in the 4-step structure is proof. So proof that our unique mechanism or solution actually works. Not with fluff, just real results and outcomes. So this could be a client interview or just case study videos, and you can also weave it within your content. So a good way to weave it in your content is say something like this. One of my clients used this exact method, same offer, same audience. He just shifted how he spoke to pain. His videos got less than 200 views, but it booked multiple calls and made $5,700. That's proof. It's not theory. It's not value. It's just the right diagnosis delivered clearly. And then obviously this proof section goes right into the bottom of our funnel here, making up our content funnel that actually prints calls. But here's what happens when you get this wrong. So when you keep prescribing education for a conversion problem, these 3 things happen. 1, your audience gets addicted to free value. They start seeing you as a resource, not a solution. 2, you build an audience of learners, not buyers. 10,000 followers who love your content, but never actually buy from you. And 3rd is you start questioning your worth because deep down, you know you're good at what you do, but the results aren't quite matching up. So what you need to do is stop posting things general like how to scale your business and start posting you're scaling your business, but your profit margins are getting thinner. Here's why. And obviously, that wouldn't be the exact title, but I'm just saying you need to get this specific into a problem that your ICP is having. So if you're a coach, founder, agency owner who's showing up consistently, but still not getting clients, you don't have a content problem, you have a diagnosis problem. This is what I help fix. Not by creating more content, but by diagnosing what's actually broken and activating the right brain for your audience. If you want me to run this diagnosis on your business, click the first link in the description to book a free one-on-one call with me. I'll show you what's triggering the learning brain instead of the buying brain in your content and how to flip the switch. And obviously we do everything for you. The packaging, the editing, the uploading. All you worry about is recording the scripts that we give you, and we turn your content into a client magnet, not just a content library. So if you're ready to start printing cash from your content, book a free call, and hopefully I'll talk to you there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.